and to her only, until God shall separate you by death. If so, answer, I do. Stephanie, do you take this man whose hand you now hold to be your lawfully wedded husband? And do you promise before God and these witnesses that you will be a true and devoted wife, true to him in sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow, in prosperity and in lean times, that forsaking all others you will be faithful to him and to him only until God shall separate you by death? If so, answer, I do. David, will you repeat these vows after me? I, David, take you, Stephanie, to be my wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward. I promise you my love and faithfulness in every situation for the rest of our lives. Stephanie, will you repeat these vows after me? I, Stephanie, take you, David, to be my wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward. I promise you my love and faithfulness in every situation for the rest of our lives. Because there are children in this marriage, David is elected to make some vows to the children. Now we're going to ask Katie and Ethan to come forward. David's going to get down and have a little talk with them. Ethan?
Why'd you come back? Why'd you come back?
Oh, yes, go get Katie. All right. Katie and Ethan, I love you. I promise to help raise and guide you in the light of the Lord. I love you as much as I love Mommy, and I promise to be there for you when you need me, and even when you don't. Mommy and I are always on call. Whether it is just to watch cartoons or 3 a.m. and you're sick, I promise to be there for you. Now, some might say you're technically not mine, but we all know differently. As both of you in your own ways, yes, I'll get to that part. As both of you in your own ways have told me I am Daddy. From Katie, the randomly walking down the stairs, from the random walking into the kitchen and hearing Daddy, I love you. For Ethan, the da at 8 a.m. in the morning wake up calls. Katie, I remember when you walked down near the stairs, and the first time I heard Daddy out of either of you were from you, when Mommy and I was playing sorry. For Ethan, when we knew you were ready to walk.
And he does that well.
And it was you and me, and you stood up, eyes, all right. Yeah, as it was you and I, and you walked up, stood up, walked over, handed me a toy, and for a week, when it was just the both of us, you would walk, until Mommy caught you when we played. The jig was up. I told Mommy you wouldn't show her, okay. As Dad, though I know there will be days we don't agree, that what I think and you think is totally opposite. That is part of growing up. But whatever happens, whatever is said at that moment, I love you forever and always. I will always love you as my children.
I think maybe that deserves a little applause. The Bible tells us that God made a covenant with Noah. And as a token of the covenant, God set a rainbow in the sky and said, I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant. From this we learn that it's good for us when we enter into a solemn agreement with one another to set apart some reminders of what we have promised. As tokens of your marriage covenant, you've each selected a ring. May I have the rings, please? How about that? Been some weddings where the best man has lost them. So. This is good. Way to go. These rings here are precious metal. They represent the precious ties that unite husband and wife. These rings have no beginning and no end. They represent unending purity and devotion to each other in the unbroken partnership of marriage. David and Stephanie, may these rings always remind you of the covenant that you've made with each other and with God today to remain married to one another for the rest of your lives. Would you please place these rings upon each other's ring fingers? Do it at the same time. Now repeat after me in unison, if you would, please. I give you this ring, and by this act, I promise my continuing love, devotion, and faithfulness to you for the rest of our lives. All right, let's approach the unity table.